Hello babes and welcome back to my channel to this Sunday with Angie. This is gonna be the new makeup releases going on the wish list or not for this week. If you've not been on my channel before, this is basically the series on YouTube where I discuss the new makeup releases and the new makeup reveals and sneak peeks of last week. I do this every week and I let you know my feelings about them, like my opinions, and whether or not I am planning on picking them up. I am on a low buy right now though, so I'm only picking up 3 items every month, and I've already bought my 3 items for February. Although I did have one left from January, so technically I can pick up one more if I want to, but I've already picked up 3 things and I am so excited about all 3 of them, and you are gonna see all 3 of them in upcoming videos. I am super excited. I did film this look just before this. You always please make a tutorial on this, please tell me you filmed this. I always film all my looks you see on YouTube. If there is not already a tutorial up, it will be coming, because I never ever sit down and do a video for YouTube and not film the look before. When I do my makeup and not film it, it's when I'm going out for a date or the movies or something like that. It hasn't been, I think it's been over a year since I had a look on YouTube that I hadn't filmed. So I'm just letting you know that that is not changing anytime soon, and this look will be coming next week, which I'm super excited about. And I think that was everything that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I was in Stockholm this week. I was at the Daisy Beauty Awards. I did vlog it. I don't know if the vlog was any good. I'm gonna check on that tomorrow, and if it's good, I'll have it up next week. I'm hoping it's good, but if you don't see it next week, it's because the footage was I'm not a good vlogger. I'm trying here. I'm really trying. But if there's anything salvageable, is that a word? It's a word now. I'll have it up next week, and that is also the reason why I haven't really answered any comments at all this week. It's because I've been very busy. I'm kind of sorry about that, but also sometimes life comes in the way. I did, however, have 7 videos this week, so I hope you forgive me for not answering comments, because I actually did have 7 videos this week, which is not healthy. Let's just scooch to the side. Am I good here? I think so. And I'm gonna chat a bit about the new makeup releases. I always start with the bigger brands and then I segue slowly into indie brands and then smaller brands, because some indie brands are really big brands, like Dose of Colors, really big indie brand, and then you have some smaller indie brands with some homemade stuff, which is I love both of them. I love all kinds of makeup. But let's start this episode with something that I actually think looks really good, and that is the new cheek palette by Natasha Denona. What is this one called? This is going to be a long story. I'm really trying not to make this a long story, but I know already I'm going to fail. Let me put this picture up so I can give you some details before I give you this long ass story. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. This one is called Bloom Blush and Glow Palette. It is already launched, and it's $55 US, and I actually don't think that is that much for being Natasha Denona. I was at Sephora this Thursday because I was in Stockholm, and I'm super excited to be able to go into Sephora and swatch things, because my closest Sephora is 2 hours away by train. And that was the Sephora that I visited this Thursday, and spoiler alert for February haul, I bought 2 Natasha Denona things. And now I was able to swatch all of these things, and thing is, Natasha Denona swatches like a dream, and I don't want to buy anything that doesn't look super unique. And I think that this is how you should think about all makeup. Don't buy anything unless it's super unique. But I will say that some of the textures from the things that I bought, they really swatched, and I was like, I don't think I have something like this in my collection. And one of them is something, I love how I'm keeping the tension and not telling you what I bought. One of the things I bought was something that I've been talking about, that I wanted to buy something like that, and I bought it from Natasha Denona. It was really expensive. I paid over $100 for those 2 things, so I didn't buy one of the bigger palettes, now you know that. But I will say, I swatched all of her cheek products. They had the All Over Glow, they had the contour palette, they had the blush palettes, they had the highlighters, they had all of the cheek products in so that you can swatch them, and they swatched so lovely. So I will say that swatching the cheek products from Natasha Denona in store and then seeing that this was being released, I am slightly interested. I am slightly interested. If I am not mistaken, I think that 2 of these are like creams. Am I? I think that. I think 2 of these are creams and 2 of them are powders. But I'm not even mad about that because I've been more into creams, and the only thing cream that I haven't been into is blush. But I kind of want to. So I'm actually slightly intrigued by this, but I'm not gonna order it. If this one comes to Sweden, it's most probably gonna be at Sephora in Stockholm, because they had a big Natasha Denona stand. So next time I go to Stockholm, which is gonna be in March, I'm hoping that they will have this one in and I'll be able to swatch it. But I will say I am slightly intrigued, because I don't necessarily think that the eyeshadow is like worth the price. I think that buying Natasha Denona eyeshadows is 50% about the performance and 50% about, you know, the feeling of putting them on. Because there is I admit that there is a feeling about buying something luxurious and putting it on. It's like you just feel a bit more luxurious, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I honestly think that the thing I love most about makeup is planning the makeup and putting the makeup on. Wearing the makeup, that's nice, that's all fun and games, but it's not the reason for me putting on makeup. It's the actual process, and if I can feel extra good about putting on my makeup, there's nothing wrong with that. I do feel though that you can get a similar result with other eyeshadows, and I will come back to the Lila palette later on. I just need to try it a bit more and give you some thoughts about like what I think you can get similar results with. So I don't necessarily think that you will get something different on your eyes when you buy Natasha Denona, and that is my honest opinion. You can get a similar result with other things, but it's the feeling. And I will say the cheek products look really nice, and I do think that if there's something I want to splurge on, I'd rather splurge on like face products than eyeshadows, because I don't buy as much face products, and I do personally feel like that when it comes to like cheek products and face products, sometimes you do get what you pay for. With that being said, my favorite foundations are drugstore foundations. So I've been talking about this for a really long time, and this was like a tangent of tangents, but I am actually intrigued by this one. If you have Natasha Denona close to you, have you swatched this? Because it's probably going to take a while before it gets to Sweden. I am intrigued. Let me talk about the next release. Anastasia Beverly Hills is on roll. Did we talk about ABH last week? Was that the spring release? Now they have released 2 more things. That is very unusual for ABH. They usually do not release stuff like that on like a train of releases, but they have announced 2 things since last time I filmed. One of them being that, where did I put it? That glitter set, like glitters for Valentine's. They all look really pretty, but if there's something that you can save your money on, it's loose glitter. Let me tell you, save your coins, buy something inexpensive. I will say though that when it comes to loose pigments, most of the loose pigments that I love the most are not the most affordable ones. Although there are good affordable ones, but I will say that like Inglot pigments are my absolute favorite, and they are not affordable. But when it comes to loose glitters, yeah, you can most definitely save your coin there. They look beautiful, but you can find something similar for a fraction of the price from an indie brand. Like any indie brand that has loose glitters, let me tell you. The other thing that they released is something that is, I think that this is a nice release, and I think a lot of people are gonna like it, but it is not for me. And that is, this one was announced like tonight, because I'm filming this on a Saturday, and this is the, what is this called? Dipbrow Gel. Okay, it's the perfect combination of dip brow and brow gel. Pigmented, full coverage, waterproof, smudge proof. Listen. Listen, I have no brows. And you're like, you have brows, and these are painted on. These are painted on with 3 or 4 different products. Me going in with a dip brow gel, it's not gonna do anything. It's not going to do anything, and that is not how I do my brows. I will say though that if you have a good shape on your brows, if you have full brows, I think that this is going to give amazing definition to your already good brows. They're not for me though. This is not gonna solve my brow problems. I like the way I do my brows now though. I use powder actually. I use powder and a felt tip pen, and I use some tinted brow gel that is very like, has some fibers in it, and it really sets the brow. This one, it's like, I'm gonna put up a picture here where you can see like how pigmented they are, and I don't think that this is like for us with no brows, that like build up our brows with like different products and make them look fuller than they actually are. I don't think that this is the product for us. This is 11 shades, which is cool. Oh, it's available in both full size for $18 and then a mini size for $9. You know what? That is nice. I love that. I wish that more brands would do something like that. I think that is amazing. It's gonna be available March 4th online, and March 7th in store. That is like a couple of weeks away. Oh, we're soon in March. I'm so excited about that. Can you see the weather? I'm actually filming and it's like sunny outside. The light is finally coming back to Sweden, and nothing brings me more joy and energy than getting some sun back. Let me close that door because it's really windy though when we have the balcony open, and let me fix that. I also want to I'm just gonna quickly show you this because I saw a picture with some up close pictures of the quads from Wet n Wild, and these look so nice. Please Wet n Wild, bring these to Beauty Bay. I will pick one of them up if they bring them to Beauty Bay. And now I think I want to get that purpley red pink one. That one looks so beautiful. Like honestly, if this one comes to Beauty Bay, I am picking one of these up. I think they look absolutely beautiful. That was just a small tangent. Now let's talk about the thing that I have been tagged in the most this week, and you tagged me in this like Wednesday and Thursday, I think, like at least when I was in Stockholm, and I was giggling so much with my friends when you were bringing in the tags. You were tagging like who asked for this, and like why did they think that bringing this back was a good idea? I had so much, like, you're hilarious. That's what I'm trying to say. You are hilarious, and I was laughing so much. I thought it was so much fun. And that is the new, what is this collection called? Wait, it's the new Too Faced collection. Let me put up some different pictures because they are bringing out, from what I can see, 3 different products. This is Spring 2019. It's a whole new capital letters. Really though, collection Natural Lust, and it is eyeshadow palette, bronzer, compact, contour palette. Let's quickly talk about the bronzer. Bronzer looks amazing. If that one swatched beautifully, I'm probably picking it up because I love a bronzer that has 2 tones, that is a matte and a shimmer. Love me that, looks great on my skin, and I could get that. I think that this is a good one. I am happy that they didn't put in like a very light highlighter or like a blush or something, because that doesn't go together, so I'm not mad about that at all. The contour palettes was all the rage when I started on YouTube. When was that? 4 years ago? 4 years ago I think I started like my account, and then like 3.5 years ago I actually started posting things. So I watched YouTube for like a half a year before I started posting anything, and contour palettes was all the rage. Everybody was releasing contour palettes, and I get that like Too Faced is in a phase right now where they are upping packaging, upping like how the pants are looking with like the pressed in patterns and stuff like that. Like I get that they want to update that cocoa contour as well. The cocoa contour apparently was a very good quality, people really liked it, but contour palettes are out, and I don't really know why nobody gave Too Faced that memo, but contour palettes are out, and I get that they want to bring back contour, the cocoa contour in the new packaging, because they've been doing that with the other like neutral makeup that they're keeping. Like even the chocolate bar has a new packaging. I think that they should have made this like snack sized. I think that they should have made these duos, because they are even saying light contour, light highlight, medium contour, medium highlight, deep contour, deep highlight. Unless you are a very diverse friends group and you do your makeup together, I don't see who is going to use all of these shades. I think that actually snack size is probably the best idea I've had in a really long time. They should have made like snack size little bars and just made a one for light and one for medium and one for deep. That is a good idea. I actually might have picked that one up. If that one was released, I would have probably picked that one up because I know from a lot of reviews that the formula is good. I just don't want a big palette. A duo would have been great, but I am not light, medium and deep. Not a lot of people are all of those things. Not a lot of people are going to use all of those things. I get that they want to up their packaging, but I think that they should have upped like the initial like idea as well, not just the packaging. And now we're into the eyeshadow palette. Like, listen, I know a lot of people are into big palettes and we all know that I'm not. So for that reason alone, I wouldn't get a palette like this. And I totally get that people love big palettes and they feel super inspired by having a lot of colors. But let's be honest, this big palette isn't really bringing a lot of colors. It's just kind of bringing 4 colors. And I like the peach, burgundy, turquoise, like rose gold theme. I have nothing against that. But why is like 2/3 of the palette variations of the exact same color? I don't think we need that many. This could be such a great like 12-pan palette, and I think that people would have gone bonkers if this was a 12-pan palette. Keep the turquoise, keep the dark burgundy color, the one that looks like from the modern Renaissance, and then that like orangey shimmer next to it, and a couple of rose golds and the black, and I think that people would have gone crazy over that. But now, let's be honest, half of the palette is just a very pale skin tone everyday palette in lots of shades, and maybe some of them are redundant. I'm gonna say I think a lot of the shades in this palette is redundant. I get that this is the Natural Lust palette, but have you seen the names? And I'm not prude. I'm not prude. I have nothing against like a deep throat blush or an orgasm blush or even the Better Than Sex mascara. I have nothing against that. But sometimes I feel like it's like sex drive. Come and get it. Pin down. And then it's oopsie daisy. What's an oopsie daisy? You do not want an oopsie daisy when you're trying to have sex, okay? And then it's, I don't know, I just like that exclamation point. And then it's hard to get, all tied up, ball and chain, DM me, peep show, blindfolded. There's a shade called Spank Me. I don't mind being a bit flirty, but it's basically a palette full of every one-liner in every like porn movie ever, and I'm just, I'm trying to not be a prude. I think I'm coming off a bit like a prude, but could we like spice the palette up a bit and not just the names? Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at. I also want to show you a sneak peek. I'm going to show you more of this when I know more, but I have to say that I'm super excited about the new collab between MAC and Disney. And Disney and MAC has done collabs before, but now they're doing a collab with like Aladdin theme, and I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be delightful. Just look at the pattern and the packaging. I like this. I really like this. I really hope that something in this like collection is calling to me, because Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies, and I'm super excited. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite. It's definitely my favorite. I think Aladdin might be my second favorite, because I really like that movie. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I will show you more once I know more. I also saved a picture here that's actually not what I wanted to talk about, but the PR firm that handles Pixi Beauty here in Sweden, they send me like newsletters. They don't send me PR. but they send me newsletters. And I'm super excited to get that because then I can see what's coming up. So I'm going to show you some pictures that they sent me about upcoming things from Pixi. Most of these things are already available, and I think that these look super cool. They're bringing out some quads with pressed glitters, and this is what I'm saying. I don't mind pressed glitters. I'm nothing against pressed glitters. I just don't want them mixed in my palettes. Getting a quad with pressed glitters to spruce up a party look, that's awesome. A quad is perfect. That's perfect. I even swatched this because one of my friends had this in her makeup bag when we were in Stockholm, and they are like, dare I say that you might get away with using these without the glitter glue, because these really stick on and they're super beautiful. So this is something that if you were in the market to get some pressed glitters and you don't want to get them in palettes, I would actually think that getting a palette like this could be cool. They're also coming up with some new colors in the fairy lights. I'm super excited to get that green one. I think it looks beautiful. It's also called Pixie Green. I really love that. So there are some new things coming from Pixi. I think they're already available. Pixi usually like don't send out like they release the stuff and then they send out PR, and that's probably the reason why you haven't seen it like on Trendmood yet, because Trendmood usually shows things when she gets them in PR, and she probably hasn't gotten this in PR yet. But it is already available, so if you were looking for some new Pixi stuff, like here are the pictures. Pixi actually did invite me to an event in Stockholm in March, and I'm super excited about it. That is the event I'm going to. I've also been invited to a NYX event, and I'm like, who am I? Like, honestly, I never thought I'd be the person to be invited. I'm getting teary-eyed talking about it. I never thought I'd be the person to be invited to events like that. So I'm planning, and I'm gonna try and go to both of them, both the NYX event and the Pixi event. So when I go to the Pixi event, I'm sure that they will have these things so that you can swatch them, and I will show you on Instagram stories then how they look, because I actually think that these look really pretty. So I just wanted to let you know that these are actually already available. Something else that I found on the This Is a 40 Instagram account is the Molten Drama by Bobbi Brown. It seems like she is releasing an eyeshadow palette that has two mattes. One that's like that bone colored matte that a lot of people love that I don't love, and then it's like a pinky matte, and then it's a bunch of shimmers that are really spring-like in an unexpected way. Like some cool tones, some warm tones, and more like in the pinky family, and then the beautiful peach, and it seems like at least two of them are duochromes. I have no idea how Bobbi Brown eyeshadows are, but I have to say that this is by far the most exciting thing I have seen from Bobbi Brown in a really long time. It's probably going to be really expensive. It says 69 Canadian dollars, so maybe not that bad. Bobbi Brown has a counter in Stockholm. Maybe I'll go and see if I can swatch this, because Bobbi Brown is one of those brands that actually do get their things to Sweden quite quickly. But I have to say that I'm impressed. This picture looks great, and it's probably like super edited and like perfectly swatched and you know all of that, but at least it like inspires me, and it made me think like, I should swatch this. So I don't hate this. I think this is cute. This is the kind of neutrals that I could go for, because it has a bit of a pop or like a bit of an unexpected twist or like underlying tone, and I don't hate it. I also wanted to talk about this new palette from Makeup Revolution. This is an all shimmer palette with like more jewel tones and some taupes and jewel tones, and I think that this seemed very pretty. If you wanted to up your collection with some shimmers and you wanted to buy them at an affordable price, I don't think that this is a bad idea. I will say though that Makeup Revolution releases so many things that I cannot talk about everything that they release, because otherwise I will have a new makeup releases going on the wishlist or not every week just talking about Makeup Revolution. And then I have another episode about Colourpop, and then I'll have a third one about, you know, the other brands. I just can't talk about everything, but I do think that this is pretty. This is going to be $10, and it is... oh, it's already available. It launched on this Friday. It's coming to retailers soon, but it's already available on the website. The reason why I'm actually showing this is because I don't hate all shimmer palettes, and if you wanted to up your collection with some nice both neutrals and more spring tones and some jewel tones, this is a good price. And Makeup Revolution, I don't like all of their eyeshadow palette formulas, but I will say that you will probably have better luck with the shimmers than the mattes. I have liked some of their mattes, but not all of them. But yeah, this could be good. And like they say here, it's coming to retailers soon, which means that you could probably go into Ulta if you are living in US and swatch this in near future. So last year, Makeup Forever came up with an eyeshadow palette that looked very, very boring. I saw it in real life as well, and it went on sale even in Sweden, and it looked very dull. And I have nothing against, like, when you say that you're like, I love neutrals, I only want to wear, I have nothing against that. Like, everybody should wear what they feel the most pretty in and what you love. How long have I been filming? A really long time. But that one looked dull, really dull, and I was not surprised that it went on sale. They're coming up with a new eyeshadow palette for spring, and it's also neutrals. It's called Let's Gold. I have no price, but Makeup Forever is not an affordable brand. This one, still very neutral, but not as dull as the one that they had last year. So I think that this is a step up. It's nothing that I'm gonna pick up. I will say though that I heard that the sparkly formula that they had was apparently amazing on the eyes, and maybe some of these shades are that new formula. I'd say that if you're interested in neutral palette, maybe swatch it in store and see how it is. This seems like it's a mix between warm tones and cool tones, and I think that I said that as well in my like predictions for 2019, that I thought that we were going to see more palettes like that with a mix of cool tones and warm tones, and this is definitely that palette. So if you, I really don't know like who feels like they need it, but maybe you wanted to get more into cool tones, you only want to use one palette at a time, and you still want to be able to reach for the warm tones as well. Maybe this is for you. It's not for me, but I do think it's a step up from the palette that they had last year, because that one was, it looked like a drywall. It wasn't pretty in real life either. It had a very, it was just too toned down. It was no real depth or dimension to that palette, according to me. So I wasn't surprised to see it on sale, so apparently people did somewhat agree with me. I will say that I was tagged a lot in this palette with the friend from Charlotte Tilbury. I love a British accent. I think that is so amazing. I cannot do it for my life though. It is called the Icon Palette. This is one of those palettes where the outside doesn't really match the inside. I think that this looks like the Volcano Goddess by Becca. Not only because the inside doesn't really match the outside, but I feel like the tones are somewhere in the same neighborhood, although this one from Charlotte Tilbury is a bit warmer. Whew, my camera cut me off. That was really rude. I think I was talking about that I think that there are some similarities between this one and the Volcano Goddess. I just think that this one is a bit more warm. I also think the layout looks very much like the Jouer palettes, like in how it's laid out. I don't think that Jouer has anything like similar to this in like color scheme though. Don't know when it's being released. I don't know the price. If I find something, I will put it down below. Usually Charlotte Tilbury is really expensive. I will say though that usually when they put, like, there is like a startup price for making the compact, for making the mirror, for making everything, and then just adding one more color to like making a quad 6 pans, it doesn't cost half of the quad price. I hope that this makes sense. So I'm thinking that this palette is not going to be the price of like 3 quads. That's not what it's going to be. So I will put the price down below if I can find it. I couldn't see it here though. Let me see if I have anything else that I wanted to talk about before I go into some indie news. I don't think so. I don't have that much to talk about this week, but I do realize that I've already talked a lot about the things that I talked about, so it's probably going to be a long episode anyways. You know what, I'll just skip all of that and I'll mention Colourpop. Obviously. I'll mention Colourpop before we go into indie. Colourpop is not seen as indie anymore because they are not independently owned. I know there is a big discussion on what is indie and what is not. I have no problem keeping the line blurry if you want to have your own definition for indie, but the actual definition of indie is independently owned, meaning that there is not a bigger corporation owning the brand. And that doesn't, like, indie doesn't mean that it's handmade, indie doesn't mean that it's made at home, indie doesn't mean any of that. It just means that it's independently owned. It's the same with like indie authors or like indie music. It just means that they doesn't have like a bigger corporation like behind them. And Colourpop used to be indie, but now they are actually owning some other brands as well, which technically means that they are not indie anymore. But they have released some liquid liners. I think these are already available. They're $8 each. They are smudge proof but not waterproof. February 15th. What is it today? 16th. Okay, so they're already available and they are in a bunch of different colors. And I will say the red one looks beautiful. I used to have a red liner from NYX. I actually used it up. And I think that I'm gonna pick up this red one from Colourpop. I will make a Colourpop order at some point, like just ordering 3 things from them when I have 3 things I want to order, because that red liner is calling my name. I think that that is the one I want to pick up. I think the blue one looks really pretty as well. Maybe the blue one, maybe. Right now I'm on a low buy, so I'm not gonna pick up like 2 liners as my thing, but that red liner is really beautiful and I could see myself using something like that. I also I want to see some reviews of that white one, because if the white one is good, I could see myself picking that one up as well, because a good white liner is really nice to have in your arsenal if you are like me and like doing some more intricate and advanced looks at times. It's really nice to have a white liner. So I don't think that this is a bad thing at all, and I have received my code now with Colourpop. It is not affiliated, it's just a $5 off a $10 or more order at Colourpop. It is a one-time use code and I will put it down below. I don't know where I put it right now, but I have it here somewhere. I will put it in the description box next to where you can find these liners. So that is a code that you can use if you are shopping from Colourpop and you want to save $5. Like I said, it is a one-time use code only and it is not affiliated. Let me now go into some indie. I want to talk about this one so bad. This is the new Cleona Cosmetics Dream Weaver collection. This looks so pretty. This has already launched and it is a bunch of single shadows. I don't know if all of these are new or if some of them are shades that they've had in other like collections. I honestly don't really know that. I think they're all new. They are $6 to $7 Canadian each, and the Canadian dollar, it will transform to less, so it's around $5 US each, and you can buy them as a bundle. I will put a link down below to where you can find them. I did actually talk to Cleona Cosmetics this week, and they said that they actually didn't send the other collection, the something degrees north, yet to me, because they wanted to include something new that was upcoming, and I'm kind of hoping it's this. So they were gonna send me 2 collections all at once instead to save on shipping, and I think that that sounds like a great idea. You know, I told you a while ago that Cleona Cosmetics contacted me and asked me if I wanted to get their new collection, which was the collection that they released before this one, and I said yes, because I really wanted to show it to you. And now they actually, I talked to them and I said, you know what, we're gonna send you our 2 releases all at once instead, just to save on some shipping, which I think is a great idea. I want to save on shipping, I want to save on packaging. Cleona Cosmetics is really good at packing their products really good, but also saving on packaging, so you don't get a really big package from them. I think that is great. So I love Cleona Cosmetics as a brand, and I love their shimmery formula so much. Some of the mattes I think is amazing, and some of the mattes has been not perfect but still workable according to me. So I'm super excited to be trying out more shadows from them, and if this is the collection that I'm getting as well, I will just do a video showing you all of them, swatching all of them and doing something fun with them. I think this looks really beautiful. That like blue, purple, green bottom, and also that bonbon and hex seems like a, oh my god, I'm so excited. Why am I losing my earring? I think this looks great. That's what I wanted to say. I think it looks great. I love the color scheme. Like those swatches look like what like dreams are made of. It seems to be a red in the swatch, and there's not a red in the. I don't really know. Okay, okay. The Dreamweaver collection is 6 existing eyeshadows from various lines and 7 brand new eyeshadows. Okay, so maybe the pictures you're seeing here are not all of them. I will leave a link so you can check it out. I love the color scheme with the brights, but still like springy, but still also a bit Valentine-y. I'm loving it. I also wanted to mention that now the pink icing set from Divina is available as singles if you were interested in picking up those absolutely stunning purple matte as singles. They are so good, so good. I love them. So I will put a link to that one as well down below because they are now available and I'm super excited about that. Oh, and while we're on the Divina train, let's also, like, I want to show you the pictures of all of the green shades that she has shown so far. It seems like the new collection that is coming in March is all green eyeshadows, and I could not be more excited about that. Like, that is so great. I love green. I love Divina. This is gonna be amazing. I usually do receive things from Divina in PR. If I don't get these in PR, I will most probably either pick up a bundle with all of them or some of them, because Divinas and greens, that's a match made in heaven, and I am most definitely, I'm getting in on that. Like, let me in. I also wanted to show you this one. This is from Bitter Lace Beauty. That is a brand that I have not tried anything from, but look at how beautiful this Valentine's release is. This is already available, and this is, I'm guessing, a highlighter and eyeshadow hybrid. You can probably use it as a blush and as an eyeshadow or as a highlighter, depending on where you swatch it and how you use it. And I feel like that the swatch in the middle is like a, if you swirl it, like if you use both of it, I think it's so cool with the blood splatter for Valentine's. I think a lot of us can relate to that. Like, if you hate Valentine's, maybe this is the kind of thing it's called snapped. Maybe you did snap on Valentine's, who knows. I don't really know about the price, but I think that this is absolutely stunning. And look at that peach. Oh, look at that peachy pink. It looks beautiful. I would not be sad to own this. I think it looks absolutely stunning. So pretty, so pretty. Let's talk about the palette from Rani Cosmetics now. I showed you the outside last week, and this is how the inside looks with some swatches. This is called the Shattered Gems. Rani Cosmetics is owned and started by the YouTuber named Ishani from Total Makeup Junkie 101, one of the first YouTubers I subscribe to here on YouTube. I absolutely adore her account, and this is being released the 16th, which is today. Okay, so this is already available and it is selling for $48. It is 12 shadows. It seems to be really big pans. I know a lot of people love that. I personally prefer smaller pans. I think that this is a beautiful color scheme, and if nothing else, it's a unique color scheme. I'm actually really interested in this, and this could be something that I would be picking up. Like I said, I already bought 3 things in February, and my plan is to not buy something more in February. So if I end up picking anything up for any of the things that I'm talking about today, it is gonna be next month in March. But yeah, I am actually I'm having my eye on this because I think it looks pretty. And Ishani is, me and Ishani have had the same like taste in a lot of the things that we have reviewed, and I feel like if she's putting her stamp of approval on this, it's probably going to be a good quality palette. So I am actually really intrigued by this, and I am really pleased with the lip products that I've tried from Rani Cosmetics. So this is something that I want to try out. I just don't want to buy it right now because I've already bought some things and I don't want to buy more things in February. I might pick this up in March. Did you pick it up? Like, because when you're seeing this, it's already available, and I know that I do have some of you viewers here watching me that do love Ishani as much as I do, so maybe you picked it up. And if you did, let me know how you feel about it, because I am intrigued. I'm not going to talk about anything else before we end this episode, because I need to go get some lunch. Oh yeah, let's talk about this one. I was tagged in this a bit as well, and I saw this on the Indie Mood. This is Kaleido Cosmetics. This is not Kaleidos Cosmetics. You know the palette that I reviewed, the Deep Sea Luster palette? That is Kaleidos Cosmetics. This is Kaleido Cosmetics, so it's not the same brand. So therefore I do not know anything about the formula or anything like that. It is very pretty, this palette. I don't really know if there's any mattes in here, or if the only one that's matte is the like the really dark ones. I actually think that this is pretty. You know how I feel about small palettes. This is an 8-pan palette. I probably would really like this if I got it. And this is just not something that I'm gonna pick up at this point. It's also a brand that I don't know anything about, but it's very unique, and I'm always excited to see some more unique and exciting things being released, because sometimes I feel like even though a lot of things are really pretty, like it's pretty, but because it's so obviously pretty, we've seen the color scheme so many times, and this is more unique and like understated and muted, and I kind of like it, and I think that you could make some really pretty things with this. I would say though that probably would be a better like autumn release than a spring release, and it's called Aquaholic palette, and it says summer vibes. I don't really see the summer vibes, although I don't know if this brand could be from Australia and they might be going into more of a it's like an autumn thing now, because you know they have the other set of what do you call it? Årstider in Swedish. Seasons, other seasons than we have here in Sweden, but since it's called like summer vibes and Aquaholic, I think they're thinking more like summery vibes. Haven't seen any swatches though, so it could actually swatch. If it has a really high shine, it could look totally different on the eyes. I think it's pretty release. I wouldn't be sad to own it, but like since being on a low buy, this is not one of the 3 items I am gonna pick up for either February or March. But I do think it's really pretty, and if you're into small palettes like me, maybe you would love it. And I think that was everything. Let me scooch back into the middle. Oh, I'm actually really warm in this sweater now. It was a bit cool before, like because like I said, it's really windy today, even though it's really nice weather. So I put a sweater on, but actually now it's feeling a bit warmer, so I'm kind of gonna switch this to a t-shirt. I'm gonna go and get some lunch. I'm gonna edit this. I'm just gonna have a really nice weekend. It's really nice to be home this weekend and just, you know, just be, read, play games on my cell phone. I love playing like games on my cell phone when I just want to just relax and not think about anything. But yeah, that was everything for this video. Do let me know your thoughts down below, if there's something here that you want to pick up, that you think was a good release this week, or if you think that there's something that I missed. Is there something that you thought that I should have talked about that I didn't? Let me know about that as well. I do read all of my comments and I try to answer as many of them as possible. Been really busy though this week, so I've been doing really bad. I'm so sorry about that. But I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. There's gonna be, I think, 5 videos next week. I'm not entirely sure, but there's gonna be a video tomorrow at least, and I will see you then. Bye!